So on the end of I do everything, you say that you don't care about being on the radio. How does avoiding the radio hustle mean for promo?
I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care if anyone hears it. Like, I'm very, like, me and my friends with it. So I'm very self-contained and, like, I'm already satisfied. Like, I don't expect anyone to hear the music. It's not for that. It's therapy for me.
Right.
So I think the jam sessions to the songs I create, it's just me getting something off. And so I don't put a lot of energy into promoting it and wanting to succeed with that because I don't want to put that pressure on my art. Because once it gets in the radio, now I got to win. Mm-hmm. Now I got to be number one.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's not fun. I'm a kid.
It's like what Drake said about competition and comparing it to sports when he to the Grammy speech a couple years ago.
Yeah, I like that speech.
Yeah, he was like, we are not in it to compare stats or compete with each other. We should be uplifting each other.
Because it's hard to do that.
Mm-hmm.
As you were saying in your last interview, it was like, it's so subjective if you like my music or not, or if it succeeded, or if I impacted enough people. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, if me playing this guitar impressed the woman I had a crush on, I'm done.
So refreshing to hear you say that. And me being a fan of yours was like a gateway for me to other artists.
It's a lot of friends of mine.
Yeah, because your songs, like I use Shazam a lot. And a song would come on and this kept happening. What is that? I was Shazamming. Oh, it's Masego. Oh, it's another Masego joint. Well, who's this singing on this? Well, who's Alex Isley? Well, who's this person? Who's that? You know, I started tapping into this other, and I'm like, and it's the same thing about the Ari Lennox thing. It was like, there's all these kids who are doing this incredible music that don't give a fuck about the radio or about who hears it. And I feel honored to even know about it because me and Kay, we come from the same generation where the radio was so ubiquitous and such a behemoth that I feel like one of the reasons why people...
words, by the way, ubiquitous and behemoth.
I was like, whew.
I'm just happy I know what they mean.
Ubiquitous behemoth?
Yeah, but that's what it is. It's like the reason why Black Star, what I did, and the people around me is heralded as so revolutionary, is not because we were doing anything necessarily groundbreaking. We just had the courage to not care about the radio at that time, but it was hard. And I feel like for a lot of artists, even for myself in some instances, our growth was stunted at the point where the industry, because if you weren't trying to have a single on the radio in the fourth quarter to make money for the label, there was no shot for you. There was no SoundCloud. There was no community where you could go and get heard. And it's like, it's so refreshing to see people. You got a record with Kehlani. Exactly, her. Right?
Hey.
Who's a very popular artist in the clubs and in the radio.
Facts.
But y'all got a record called I Hate the Club. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're looking at me like, you sure?
That's exactly.
No, but that record, I love that record. That record couldn't have been made when I came out. It could have, but no one would have cared.
I agree.
Because the club and the radio and that thing
They go hand in
was
hand.
so important. It's like the Funk Master Flex interview with Tyler, the Creator. When he's like, it was just a fantastic interview for both of them. Because Tyler's like, Flex is like, why did you go number one? Why are you being cataloged? I never heard of you. You're not on the radio. You're not in the clubs. And Tyler's looking at him like, what are you talking about? I don't even care about that. That's not even my world.
Yeah.
It was such an interesting dynamic to see.
I love his career, you know? Because, I mean, I saw from him eating a roach on camera and doing just like that, like when you're talking about XXXTentacion, like you're just a kid just going viral for just being a kid doing whatever. And then it just got more and more mature and refined, and then a clothing line, and then a festival. I was like, I love he created his own world, and then it was like, it's so large, you have to recognize it.
And then you got people who come from this radio world where they're like, what am I not getting?
And he was just like, you just can't get it then.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel.
Yeah.
I look at him, I used to look at Childish Gambino, where he just had this like weird rap voice and just his whole persona that didn't fit the mold of what a rapper was. And then again, create his own world where it's like, I'm on TV now. You got to watch my show. I'm a part of culture. Like, I've created a world in a lane. And so, I mean, I definitely don't, I always understand that that's how it used to be, so I'm very thankful. Because I know, like, with SoundCloud and just the opportunities I have, it's different and rare. But I'm glad that I'm in this era so I can just build my own world.
What we done started, look at what we done started. This the people party. When opportunity knocking, then young nigga move that door. Whoa, get your foot stuck in it, call me young, go get it. They can't fuck with it, might as well roll with it. What's the word?